Bars is back. Sam Ant. Oh God. What's up with?
Attention all my business owners, if you would like to advertise your business right before each video that we do here on Hip Hop News Uncensored, make sure you email us right now, advertise@hiphopun.com, advertise@hiphopun.com, ask about our holiday specials.
Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe.
Present itself as when you fall into it. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I hope I answered the question right.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. You answered it honest, so it can't be more right than that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good time to transition, talking about the media and the poison and the dangers of media. And speaking about Miss Jaguar Wright. Now, obviously, for the people who are watching this, Jaguar Wright has been a recent guest on the show, a guest numerous times on the show. We like to consider her somebody we're cool with.
Yeah.
To see the last couple of days and the events that have transpired are very troubling. It's very sad, and it just begs a deeper question, right? Before I get deeper and we start turning this into a podcast, I'd like to ask you, how did you feel about Jaguar Wright? Because obviously, a woman in the industry, you've seen some things that you probably could expose yourself, to say the least. But what was your initial thoughts on Jaguar Wright, and what is your thoughts now on the recent ordeals and just everything in general?
Oh my God. So watching her, it almost became like a part of media. She was a part of media, like, literally a personality. Like when you see her, it's going down. And I'm just sad that, that she, allegedly that, people are quick to throw people under the bus and not necessarily look at their mentality and their health issues. People don't know what be wrong with people, and watching this whole thing, I've seen all kind of pop up of podcasts and different people, and they just throwing her up underneath the bus, and I get some of the reasoning, but at the same time, I believe she's a messenger from God. I believe there's a lot of information that she says. There's some truth to it. And it might not, the spirit behind it might not be right. The way it's presented might not be, the way that others may do it. And there may be a little phallus in a certain way, depending on what it is that is being shared. But I believe that there's some things, if it's nothing but you needing to think, I think what she's saying altogether is y'all stop worshiping media and stars because they're not perfect.
Right.
That's what I think altogether is what she's saying. When you look at all the podcasts, all the people she's exposing, or that she shares allegedly stories about this and that, at the end of the day, whether it's right or wrong or true or false, the bottom line is she's saying, stop worshiping the stars. And that's the message that I get from her. That's regardless of her health condition, mentally, regardless of the mess or if it's lies or this or that. At the end of the day, the message that I get from her is stop worshiping the stars. This is the reason why we're in the space we're in now. Everybody's fake because everybody trying to be a star. They won't even take their eyelashes off. Now, I was doing my podcast the other day, and I was talking about 2023. We need to be real again. On my talk show, Suga T Show. So y'all, if y'all want to see it, y'all follow Suga T Official, SUGA-T Official. Follow my YouTube. But bottom line is, everybody is fake. Everybody seems to want to be a star and live like one, talk like one, act like one, and they're not one, and they're just putting too much pressure on themselves. It's too much work trying to be a star. You know what I mean? It's like, take advantage of being normal, relax, enjoy your family, enjoy each other, enjoy your friends, enjoy the basic things, enjoy not having to dress up every day and not having to put eyelashes on every day. Take them off sometime. Enjoy not having to have a big butt like, Susie next door. You don't have to add a butt every time, just because you see everybody else. I mean, it's like we have become so fake. It's horrible, and I think that that's the message that she's trying to get. And I want to say that I really like how you guys, you know, how you guys are represent. I seen a post from y'all how you guys, in a positive way, you represented her legacy. You didn't throw her under the bus, and I think that is just so good. Good job. I want to say that. So, but yeah, in terms of her, I think that's the overall message that she's trying to say. A lot of people don't understand it because they don't look in the spirit. I can see very well in the spirit. And it's just sometimes people don't know, you know, how to say things and how to get a message across, and they're just doing the best that they can, you know. And I think that that's what she's doing, is the best she can. I don't think she means any harm. I don't think she wants to hurt anybody. I think she just wants to share some truth and bring some balance and open up some eyes in the world. And I'm just praying for her health, that she be okay, you know, and that she doesn't get in there and get attacked or, you know, get worse with it. You know, allegedly they say she's, you know, where she is, and I wish the best for her.
Let me ask you this real quick in regards to being a woman in hip hop and hearing some of the things that Jaguar Wright has exposed allegedly throughout these years. Was it almost empowering as a woman to hear some of these things, knowing that there are some things that in particular women go through in this industry that may never be known, for something like this to happen, and not to even throw out any names, and she's thrown out a ton, but was it almost gratifying as a woman to kind of hear a woman empower herself to do that? Or was it like, whoa, she's crazy, what is going on? Like, how did you take it as a woman and a pioneer in hip-hop?
Well, when it comes down to you know, to the women, I already knew what was going on, because just being in this game for, you know, 36 years, almost 40 years, pretty much. I think it might be 38 years now. But anyway, the bottom line is almost 4 decades being in entertainment, in front and behind the scenes. We were blessed because, you know, we came in the game running our own machine, and then we was able to get the best of both worlds and was able to maintain. But I'm very aware that, you know, all kind of things, of all types of situations that happen to people, and especially women, and it was empowering, if that's what, you know. Yeah, for those who didn't know. But again, you know, I don't know how true everything is. I don't want to appear that I'm in agreement with her, you know, truth.
Right.
I don't want that to be messy and misconstrued to the followers and the viewers out there.
Right.
What I do know is what she's trying to say.
Right. Right.
And that's real. She's trying to say, y'all stop worshiping the stars, and come back, you know, come back to balance. And I think if there was a little more support, you know, I kind of look at sometimes our efforts as a prophet. I mean, as a in the spiritual realm, right? So you have fivefold, right? My grandfather was a pastor, so he made me look at things a very unique and spiritual driven way. And I'm so grateful, because it makes sense. It's like a fivefold ministry. You have a prophet, an evangelist, an apostle. You have the teacher, and then you have the pastor, right? So those are 5 places of different ways to narrate or to share information, or different people to reach in each in the way that reaches them through one of those offices. You know what I mean? Out of those 5 offices, meaning that, like, you know, I can't reach, you know, I'm not going to probably go out on the street and go, you know, pick up people and take them to the homeless shelter. But what I would do is I'll teach them, you know, I'll go teach them how to get themselves back together, you know, and I might not be the one in there praying for them, you know, trying to help them grow spiritually, but I can go get my pastor friend that's her, you know, that's her strength.
Right.
But again, I know where I'm at, my place is. So sometimes because we don't have the I don't want to say wisdom, but the clarity on how things can work, where you can still get your message across, and it doesn't have to necessarily be I don't know, offensive or brutal, or you have a better chance of it being received. You need a coach. You know, I'm a coach. You know, you need somebody in the middle, you know, that can give the whole picture of how to do it where it makes sense. So as a strategist, I work as a transformation, wellness, beauty coach, and as a multi-streams expert, right? So I help people turn their pain into peace, passion, prosperity, and purpose, and help them create something that can help create a business opportunity for them to make extra money and help them get to streams of income so that they can better take care of themselves and just add another stream and be realistic about it, but what it is that
Right.
they're adding, right? According to their custom thing that works for them. So my point of saying that is, you need an overall view. You need someone that can, can help in all the areas and give the whole thing. So when I look at myself as a strategist, as a coach, boom, all together, what she's saying is stop worshiping the entertainers because they're not perfect. And I think that's a good message because, we are following the lead. We're taking the lead away from our parents. You know what I mean? Looking at media, you got people that looked at the Desperate Housewives and they're saying, "Oh, mama, I don't like you because you ain't in no big old house like her." Not knowing that house, might have been $100,000 house in Georgia where they was filming on the outside a big mansion, and in the inside it was a shack, but it didn't look like one. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So they tend to they're seeming to take this thing and mistreat and not appreciate those that are around them, and they're missing out on a lot of game and a lot of truth, and a lot of opportunities. And I think that was the main thing that she's saying, and I vouch for that part of it for sure.
Well said.
Definitely. I'm gonna talk about age haters because we seen that with a lot of different younger rappers, they would disrespect some of the older rappers. Say they weren't relevant, and we haven't seen it. One time we've seen it numerous times, but they feel like you said earlier, like I'm new, I'm here, you old, get out the way. So talk about, but on the other side of that, you got rappers like Snoop Dogg, like Jay-Z, like Busta Rhymes, like Nas that are still
E40
making
and
yeah
E40, okay, come
great
on,
music. E40. I ain't want to say I was
yes,
gonna say that. I ain't want to like a Homer, but E40
absolutely.
too. You know
He's
what I'm
my
saying?
favorite rapper. My brother's my favorite rapper.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I know his role. He didn't sell his soul, and he ain't a part of the movement. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a solid brother.
Right. Speaking of that, maybe in the next part of that question, you can answer the first part. The next part, how come you never worked with Dr. Dre in your opinion? E40, if you know why they never actually worked together, being though they was both from the West Coast like that.
We've been in Dr. Dre's studios and stuff before. It just didn't work out. That's all.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
probably there was a lot of moving pieces at that time. We was wanted everywhere, and we were touring and moving around, and we just didn't get the chance to. I don't
Wow.
I
All
don't know
these years. Whew.
I don't know any other part. It's many people that I haven't worked with.
Okay.
Um, plenty. Like
Okay.
you know what I
I get
mean.
it. I get it.
And so there's different folks for different strokes and different reasons, and everybody in different spaces, different places. Everybody got different things they do, how they go about doing it, and some seasons don't match up. For a variety of reasons, it could happen.
Right. So going back to the age haters, the that question, how do you feel about those people who feel like they don't pay respect and they say that the older people that were pioneers should just get the hell out of the way? There's no respect there.
Absolutely. This has been a world cooking up this whole mindset probably now, I think, for about 20 years.
Mhm.
I would think about maybe 15 good 15 years. It started, I think, about 20 years ago, and it really ramped up about 10 years ago of really trying to put young people on a pedestal to make them think that they don't need us.
Mm.
Um, and in all different sectors, not just entertainment, but I've seen it in all different sectors because young people make money. People make money off of youth. If you're appearing to help the youth, then you can get money from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's one obvious agenda. And then there's other agendas. Youth are young in their, different parts of their mind, different parts of their life. They can be rebellious and they can go along and help an agenda get accomplished just because of their ignorance, because of them being limited of exposure. And so unfortunately, they're targeted to buy products, to help push them, to help agendas, and to uh, um, and they in the entertainment industry is a space where a lot of the and this is when I say they're targeted, I don't just mean, it's sad, but it's the people that help this problem occur, like the common space people. By as soon as somebody puts something in their face and they hype it up, boom, they jumping on it. And then they jump off of and this is only in hip hop, because all the other industries don't do that. They respect, country people, they respect their elders. Blues, everybody respects their elders. But the hip hop industry fans, unfortunately, they don't respect their elders. They kind of somebody got in my inbox acting the fool. Well, Sugar T, you need to get some Botox, so that you can look young. Baby, I don't need no Botox.
Right.
I'm okay with me. If you don't like it, don't look.
Right.
I have a real butt, real breasts, a real stomach. I have not been cut on. I'm not going to be. If you see you're going to see some pudginess, and I'm okay with that. I don't have to be flat stomach looking like, the YouTube girls. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, the Instagram, TikTok girls. That's not, I'm not going to get a BBL and all that stuff. And, hey, shout out to y'all to go do it, but I'm not putting that extra on me, because we got enough, to worry about in health already. We don't know what things can occur, just naturally. So I just rather do things naturally. And if don't nobody like it, too bad. So, this is the young mindset. Somebody, I knew she was young when I went to her page. I said, oh, here she go. And I love young people. I have programs for young people. I love to impact them. There's a lot of younger generation that's great, and they deserve to be told the truth, so they can survive. But unfortunately, they've came into this time of content, over presented content, to whereas anything and everything goes, and there's no boundaries, in their space. And so, because of the elders not being presented in a lot of cases like they feel that that we should be presented, they can sometimes shoot themselves in their own foot by putting the elders to the side and not wanting to keep them existing when we're the ones that got the game. We're the ones that's going to tell you how to really survive, safely.
We definitely appreciate your time, Ms. Sugar T, on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Always a wealth of knowledge and wisdom, and really appreciate your answers and your perspective, because I think it was needed out here in a lot of the questions that we asked, given the current climate, not only in hip hop, but in media, social media, and the characters all in between. So thank you, as always, for your perspective. Thank you for what you're doing out here for our community and in hip hop. And one more time for the people, before we get out of here, let them know where they can find you. Let them know about any events that you may have going on. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much. You guys are always welcome, and I'm grateful, to be able to share in your platform. I hope somebody learned something and somebody was inspired. And you who get on here and act a fool, bye. But outside of that, because unfortunately, when you tell the truth, people just have a fit. You're like, oh my God, like you're killing them. It's like, gosh, you don't want to hear the truth? My goodness. But yeah, it ain't just my truth. It's the truth. There's only one truth, the truth. And you get the truth, from experience, you know what I mean? And insight, when you stay on your square. So I'm one that stays on my square. And I'm just trying to help you guys out there stay on your square. So I got you a nice album. It's called Eris I Am. It's my 25th album. You can go to the website, sugar-t.com. It's on the screen. And keep up. It'll be released January the 19th. And it will continue to be presented. It's again an exhibit that's dedicated to the Her Museum to launch our Healthy Arts for Women and Girls division. Our goal is hip hop peace. You guys could join the Hip Hop Do It challenge, and if you guys are for the peace and the health of hip hop and healthy arts for women and girls, or just in general, as a whole, as a community as a whole, join the movement. It's called Hip Hop Do It, the Hip Hop Do It Challenge. Go to sugar-t.com and get your kit set up, get the song, post it on, and get the directions, post it on your site, and we're gonna make it happen. And that's about it. If you want to follow Sugar T Official, my Sugar T Official channel, it's Sugar T Official at YouTube. Find me, SUGA-T Official. You can find me there and check out the Sugar T Show. and it's I'm back here. I'll see you guys soon here again.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you're gonna interview us for your documentary too. So stay tuned for that. We got the legendary hip hop pioneer on the podcast today, Miss Sugar T. We appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are off.
All right.